بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Math grade 7. We are in model 6, lesson 4. Today we want to learn solve two-step equations. P multiply between parentheses x plus q equal r. In this lesson we want to use inverse operations to solve two-step equations of the form P in parentheses x plus q equal r. The first idea in this lesson, two-step equations. An equation like 2 multiply between parentheses x plus 6 equal 14 is in the form b multiply between parentheses x plus q equal r. It contains two factors. The first factor b and the second factor, the parentheses x plus q, and is considered a two-step equation because two steps are needed to solve the equation. Follow the steps to solve the equation. 3 multiply between parentheses x plus 2 equal negative 14 using the distributive property. We have this equation, 3 multiply between parentheses x plus 2 equal negative 14. To solve this equation, we can use distributive property. Take 3 multiply by x. 3 times x will be 3x. Then take 3 multiply by 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. Equal the second side negative 18. To solve this equation, as you remember, must to remove the constant from this side. We have the constant here plus 6. To remove the constant, you can add the inverse of this constant. What is the inverse? The inverse of plus 6 will be negative 6. So add negative 6 to the two sides. Plus 6 and negative 6 equals 0. Remains here 3x. And in the second side, negative 18 plus negative 6 will be negative 24. Then we want to remove the coefficient 3.
I'm sorry, I'm late.
So to remove this coefficient, you can divide the two sides by the same coefficient. Divide here by 3 and divide here by 3. 3x divided by 3 will be 1x means x. And negative divided by positive will be negative. 24 divided by 3 will be 8. So x equal negative 8. This is the solution. This is the solution of this equation. Follow the step to solve the equation using the property of equality. We have the second method to solve the same equation using the properties of equality. We have the same equation here, 3 multiply between parentheses x plus 2 equal negative 18. To solve this equation, we can remove 3 from this side. To remove 3 from this side, you can divide the two sides by the same number, by 3. Divide here by 3 and divide here by 3. 3 divided by 3 will be 1, remains x plus 2, and negative, and in the second side, we have negative divide positive equal negative. 18 divided by 3 will be 6. Then try to remove the constant from this side. We have plus 2, so add the inverse of plus 2 will be negative 2. Add negative 2 to the two sides. Plus 2 and negative 2 will be 0. Remains here x. In the second side, we have negative 6 plus negative 2 will be negative 8. As you see, we have in the two methods the same answer. So the solution of this equation will be x equal negative 8. For example, solve two-step equations. Solve 3 multiply between parentheses x plus 5 equal 45. Then check your solution. The first method used the distributive property of equality first. Or sorry, use the division property of equality first. So rewrite the same equation. We want to remove 3 from this side. So we can divide the two sides by the same number. Divide the two sides by 3 to remove 3. Divide here by 3 and divide here by 3. 3 divided by 3 equal 1 remains here x plus 5. And in the second side we have 45 divided by 3 will be 15. To solve this equation, try to remove the constant 5 from the side. So you can add the inverse of plus 5 will be negative 5. Add negative 5 to the two sides. Plus 5 and negative 5 will be 0. Remains here x. And 15 plus negative 5 will be 10. So the solution x equal 10. The second method, we can use distributive property first. So rewrite the same equation. To solve this equation, we can use distributive property. Take 3 multiplied by x. 3 times x will be 3x. Then take 3 multiplied by 5. 3 times 5 will be 15. Equal the second side 45. Then we can remove the constant here. To remove 15, add the inverse to the two sides. The inverse of 15 will be negative 15. So add negative 15 to the two sides. Plus 15 and negative 15 will be 0. Remains here 3x. 45 minus 15 will be 30. Now we have this equation. To solve this equation, we want to remove the constant, the coefficient. We want to remove the coefficient 3 from this side. So you can divide the two sides by 3. 3x divided by 3 equal 30 divided by 3. 3 divided by 3 equal 1. 1x means x. Equal 30 divided by 3 will be 10. So x equal 10. The solution. As you see here in the same, in the different method, you will get the same. You will get the same answer. You will get the same answer. So the solution of the equation x equal 10. If you want to check your solution, your solve, rewrite the same equation, substitute the value of x equal 10. So in the first side here, we have here 3, multiply between parentheses, the value of x will be 10, plus 5, is it equal 45, the second side? Solve the first side. 5 plus 10 will be 15. 5 plus 10 will be 15. 15 times 3 will be 45. Is it 45 equal 45? Yes. Means x equal 10, the true solution. In this example here we want to solve 2 multiply between parentheses x plus 4 equal minus 20. We have two methods to do this problem. The first method, rewrite the same equation. 2 multiply between parentheses x plus 4 equal negative 20. Then use the property of the equality. We want to remove 2 from this side. So you can divide the two sides by the same number. Divide here by 2. Divide here by 2. 2 divided by 2 will be 1. Remains x plus 4 in this side. Equal. The second side you have negative 20 divided by 2. 20 divided by 2 will be 10. To solve this equation, try to remove the constant from this side. So add the inverse of plus 4 will be negative 4. Add negative 4 to the two sides. Plus 4 and negative 4 will be 0. Remains here x. equal, in the second side we have negative 10 plus negative 4 will be negative 14. So x equal negative 14. This is the solution of this equation. The second method, rewrite the same equation to multiply between parentheses x plus 4 equal negative 20. Then you can use distributive property. Take 2 multiply by x. 2 times x will be 2x. Then take 2 multiply by 4. 2 times 4 will be 8. Equal the second side, negative 20. Then try to remove 8 from this side. So you can add the inverse of 8 will be negative 8 to the two sides. Plus 8 and minus 8 will be 0. Remains here x equal negative 20 plus negative 8 will be negative 28. Then to solve this equation, we want to remove the coefficient from this side. So you can divide the two sides by the same coefficient, by 2. Divide here by 2, and divide here by 2. 2 divided by 2 will be 1x means x equal negative divided by positive negative, and 28 divided by 2 will be 14. So this is the solution. As you see, in the different method we have the same answer. And if you want to check, rewrite the same equation. Then substitute the value of x equal negative 14. So in the first side here we have 2. Multiply between parentheses, the value of x will be negative 14 plus 4. Is it equal negative 20? Solve the first side. We have here between parentheses negative 14 plus 4 will be negative 10. Negative 10 times 2 will be negative 20. Is it negative 20 equal negative 20? Yes, this is correct equation. Means this is correct solution. The second example here, solve two step equations. We want to solve 5 multiply between parentheses n minus 2 equal minus 30. Then check your solution. We have two methods. We can use division property of equality. Rewrite the same equation. Try to remove 5 from this side. So divide the two sides by the same number, by 5. Divide here by 5. Divide here by 5. 5 divided by 5 will be 1. Remains n minus 2 in the first side. And in the second side, negative 30 divided by 5 will be negative 6. Then we can solve this equation. Try to remove the constant negative 2 from the first side. So add the inverse of negative 2 will be plus 2 to the two sides. Negative 2 and plus 2 will be 0. Remains n. And in the second side, we have negative 6 plus 2 will be negative 4. So this is the solution of this equation. The second method, we can use distributive property. Rewrite the same equation, then take 5 multiplied by n. 5 times n will be 5n. Then take 5 multiplied by 2 by negative 2. 5 times negative 2 will be negative 30. Then try to remove the constant from this side add the inverse of this constant. The inverse of negative 10 will be plus 10. Add plus 10 to the two sides. Negative 10 plus 10 will be 0, remains 5n. In the second side, negative 30 plus 10 will be negative 20. Then we want to remove the coefficient 5. So you can divide the two sides of this equation by 5. 5n divided by 5 equal negative 20 divided by 5. So 5 divided by 5 equal 1. 1n means n, and negative 20 divided by 5 will be negative 4. So the solution of this equation will be negative 4. If you want to check, rewrite the same equation with the value of n negative 4. Is it the first side equal the second side? Solve the first side. Negative 4, negative 2 means negative 6. Negative 6 times 5 will be negative 30. Is it negative 30 equal negative 30? Yes. So this is correct equation, means this is correct solution. To solve this equation, we can do each method from the two methods. For example, here we can directly try to remove 3 from this side, so you can divide the two sides by 3, divide here by 3, divide here by 3. 3 divided by 3 will be 1, remains here x minus 6 equal negative 12 divided by 3 will be negative 4. Then try to remove the constant negative 6 from this side, so add the inverse, plus 6 here, plus 6 here. Negative 6 plus 6 equals 0, remains x equal, in the second side we have negative 4 plus 6 will be 2. So the solution of this equation, x equal 2. Example 3, solve two step equations. We want to solve 0.2 multiply between parentheses c minus 3 equal negative 10. We have the same idea, but here we have decimal. So we can directly try to remove the decimal from the side. So we can divide the two sides by the same decimal. So 0.2 multiply between parentheses c minus 3 divide by the same decimal, divide by 0.2, and the second side negative 10 divide by the same decimal 0.2. 0.2 divided by 0.2 will be 1, remains c minus 3, and negative 10 divided by 0.2 will be negative 50. Then try to remove the constant negative 3 from the side. So add the inverse of negative 3 to the two sides, plus 3 here, plus 3 here. Negative 3 plus 3 will be 0, remains here c, and negative 50 plus 3 will be negative 49. So this is the solution of this equation. And the same idea, if you want to check, substitute the value of c in the same equation, equal negative 47. So we have in the first side 0.2 multiply between parentheses negative 47 minus 3. Is it equal negative 10? Solve the first side. Negative 47, negative 3 will be negative 50. Negative 50 times 0.2 equal negative 10. Is it negative 10 equal negative 10? Yes, this is correct equation, means this is a true solution. In this example, we have this equation 0.8 multiplied between parentheses m minus 5 equal 10. We can use the first method, the probability of the equality. Try to remove 0.8 from the first side. So you can divide the two sides by the same number. Divide here by 0.8 and divide here by 0.8. Here remains m minus 5 equal equal 10 divide by 0.8. If you want to find 10 divided by 0.8, always remember we cannot do division if the denominator have decimal. So try to remove the point from here. So you can multiply up and down by 10. 10 divided by 10 multiplied by 10 will be 100, and 8.0 times 10 will be 8. Then you can divide by 100 by 8. 10 divided by 8 will be 1. 10 minus 8 will be 2. Drop 0 here, 20. 20 divided by 8 will be 2. 2 times 8 will be 16. 20 minus 16 will be 4. Put here point and put here 0 and continue. 40 divided by 8 will be 5. 5 times 8 will be 40. 40 minus 40 will be 0. So the answer here we have m minus 5 equal 12.5. Then we want to remove the constant, so add the inverse of minus 5 will be plus 5 to the two sides. Minus 5 plus 5 will be 0, remains here m equal 12.5 plus 5 will be 17.5. So this is the solution of this equation. Example 4, solve two-step equations. We want to solve this equation, the same idea, but here we have fraction. Always remember, when you want to remove any fraction, multiply this fraction by the reciprocal of this fraction. What if the reciprocal of 2 over 3 will be 3 over 2? And as you remember, the fraction who multiply by the reciprocal of this fraction, you will get 1. So I want to remove 2 over 3 from this side. So you can multiply the two sides by the reciprocal of 2 over 3. So multiply by 3 over 2, the two sides. 3 over 2 times 2 over 3 will be 1. 1 times n plus 6 will be n plus 6. And in the second side, when you want to multiply the whole number to the fraction, put the denominator 1. Then multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. 10 times 3 will be 30. And 2 times 1 will be 2. 30 divided by 2 will be 15. Then to solve this equation, try to remove the constant here from this side. You can add the inverse of 6 will be negative 6. So add negative 6 to the two sides. Plus 6 and negative 6 will be 0. Remains here n. In the second side we have 15 minus 6 will be 9. So this is the solution of this equation. If you want to check, rewrite the same equation, then substitute the value of n equal 9. Put the value of n equal 9. Is it 2 over 3 multiplied between parentheses 9 plus 6, is it equal 10? Solve the first side here. 9 plus 6 will be 15. 15 times 2 will be 30. 30 divided by 3 will be 10. Is it 10 equal 10? Yes. This is correct equation, means this is correct solution. In this example, we want to solve this equation. 1 over 4 multiplied between parentheses d minus 3 equal negative 13. So try to remove the fraction here. To remove the fraction, multiply this fraction by the reciprocal of this fraction. What is the reciprocal of 1 over 4? Will be 4. And 1 over 4 times 4 will be 1. So multiply the two sides by 4. 4 times 1 over 4. Multiply between parentheses d minus 3 equal 4 times negative 15. 4 multiplied by 1 over 4 will be 1 times d minus 3 will be d minus 3 equal the second side 4 times negative 15 will be negative 60. Try to remove the constant negative 3 from this side. So add 3 to the two sides. Minus 3 plus 3 will be 0, remains here d, equal negative 60 plus 3 will be negative 57. This is the solution of this equation. What is the difference between the arithmetic method and the algebraic method? The arithmetic method means use the method without using the equation. Use the mathematical logic to solve any problem. And the algebraic method means represent variable, then create equation to solve the problem. We have the last example now in this lesson. The shape of Ujelo County resembles a trapezoid. The approximate area is 770 square miles. What is the perimeter of the county? As you see here, we have trapezoid, and we want to find the perimeter of the trapezoid. As you remember, the perimeter of any shape means the sum of the all sides of this shape. So you can add the all sides to get the perimeter. The first side here, as you see, we have 28.9 plus the second side here we have P1. This is missing value here. The third side we have 28. Then the last side here we have 31. Add the like terms. Here we have constant, here constant, here constant. So we can add here. We have 28.9 plus 28 plus 31. You can put here point, can add here 0, then you can do the addition here. 9 plus 0 plus 0, 9. Drop the point in the same place. 8 plus 8, 16 plus 1, 17. 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 3 will be 8. So the perimeter equal 87.9 plus the missing value here B1. So to know the value of the perimeter, must to know the missing value of B1. You can go back to the same question. As you see, we have the area of this shape equals 770. So you can start to solve the value from the area. As you remember, the area of the trapezoid, the sum of the two pieces divide by 2, multiply the height. The small base, P1, plus the big base will be 31. This is the big base, will be 31. Divide by 2, multiply by the height. This is the height, 28. We can do simplest form here. Divide 28 by 2, you will get 14. And divide 2 by 2, you will get 1. And we know the value of the area, 770, equal P1 plus 31 between parentheses multiply by 14. We can use distributive property here. In the first side we have 770. In the second side we have 14 times b1 will be 14 b1 plus 14 times 31. We can here do multiply 14 times 31. 1 times 4, 4. 1 times 1, 1. Put here 0. 3 times 4, 12. 3 times 1, 3 plus 1, 4. So 4 plus 0, 4. 1 plus 2 will be 3. Then here we have 4. 434. To solve this equation, try to remove the constant. So you can add the inverse of 434. Add negative 434 to the two sides. 434 minus 434 remains here 14b 1, and in the second side you have 770 minus 434. You will get here 770 minus 434 will be 336. To solve this equation, divide the two sides by the coefficient. Divide here by 14 and divide here by 14. 14 divided by 14 equal 1. 1b1 means b1. Then we want to divide 336 divide by 14. Here you have two digits, so the two digits here. 33 divided by 14 will be 2. 2 times 14 will be 28. Now 33 minus 28 will be 5. Then drop here 6. 56 divided by 14 will be 4. 4 times 14 will be 56. So b1 equal 24. Take the value of b1 and put it here. So the perimeter of this chip equal 87.9 plus 24 equal 111.9 miles. Who has any question about this idea?
No, thank you.
So this is our lesson for today. Do you have any question? Are all ideas clear for all?
Yes.
Mister, the last one it's confusing, but it's okay.
What?
The last one it's confusing, but the other ones is good, easy.
The last example, you have problem in the last example?
But it's okay, Mister. I will see the video and I will study.
No, I can explain to you if you want.
Okay.
In this question, we want to find the perimeter of this ship. The perimeter of any ship, add all sides. Take this side plus this side plus this side plus this side. So this side we have 28.9 plus this side B1 plus this side 28 plus this side 31. We cannot add the all terms because here we have different terms. We can add the like terms, the constant. So this term plus this term plus this term equal 87.9 plus the different term B1. B1 missing value, we don't know the value of B1, but we can solve it. From where? From the area of the shape. We know the area is 770, and the type of this shape will be trapezoid. And as you remember, the area of the trapezoid, you can solve the area, add the small base plus the big base, divide by 2, multiply by the height, So B1 missing value plus the big base will be 31 over 2 multiply by the height will be 28. To solve this problem, here we can do simplest form. 28 divided by 2 will be 14, and here 2 divided by 2 will be 1. Then we can do distributive property here. 14 times B1 and 14 times 31, and we know the value of A will be 770. So 14 times B1 will be 14 B1, and 14 times 31 will be 434. Now we get equation here. To solve this equation, try to remove the constant. So add the inverse of this constant will be negative 434 to the two sides. 434 minus 434 will be 0. It means here 14 B1, and 770 minus 434 will be 336. So you can remove the coefficient from this side. 14 divided by 14 remains B1, and 336 divided by 14 you will get 24. Now we know the missing value, B1 equal 24. So we can find the perimeter now. So the value of B1 will be 24. Now you can add 78.9 plus 24, you will get 111.9 miles. Is it okay now, Afra?
Yes, Mr. It's okay now.
Okay. I will send to you some practice to do training and the answer of this practice to check your answer. And please, I want from all to solve this practice. And if you have any question, you can ask me, inshallah, in the next lesson. Do you have any question for me?
No, Mr. Thank you.
Welcome. So this is our video for today. Thank you for your listening. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.